What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsyJr. YouTube. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. We have a special guest today, one of the recent signees to Coach TC Taylor. Is going to go play for Coach TC at Jackson State University. That is Mr. Javarian Jenkins, linebacker out of Jones College. Javarian, how's it going, man?
Going good. How's everything on your end?
Hey, everything is fine, man. Everything is lovely. Everything is lovely. Now, Javarian, like I said, you're going to go play for Coach TC. You're going to play for the two-time defending SWAC champions. But before we get into all of that, I want to ask you about your upbringing, man. You're from Mississippi is what it looks like. What was it? Who introduced you to football? What was kind of like your upbringing, like around the game and things like that?
Well, growing up, playing in the front yard with my brothers, just throwing the football around. Just touching the football, it kind of was something that kind of stuck with me. So I actually was introduced to football. I actually played flag football. That's how I started.
Okay.
I was playing flag football, and I was at quarterback. So, we got to throw the ball around. So, and I took my flag football to a championship that year, and we actually won it. So after that,
oh, man.
Okay, this is something I like doing. So it was big on transferring from flag to tackle, but I think it was definitely worth it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome to hear. The first year playing, you play quarterback, you lead team to a championship. I mean, that's a pretty good start to a football career, if I don't say so myself. Now, you're from Mississippi, man. What was your upbringing like in the state of Mississippi? I know one of the things that was criticized about the last regime in Jackson State is that they didn't have enough Mississippians on the roster. Now, you being someone from the state, what was that like for me? Kind of describe it for me.
Well, I'm a Mississippi boy, so I grew up in the country, a town called Collins, Mississippi.
Okay.
It's kind of like, it's the country. So if you have,
I ain't never been.
You're not used to growing up around horses, cows, all the country aspects, then I don't think you'll like it. But majority of people like the country life. I fell in love with the country life, maybe because I grew up here. So it's kind of I grew up like when I was born, I was in the country, so I had no choice but to grow up. So.
I got you, man. That's interesting. Yeah, cows and all that. So you grew up like around a lot of farm animals and stuff? Like you'd see that for real?
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, sticking with the football thing, we asked you about how you was introduced to the game. When was it? At what age or what year did you kind of realize, like, hey, I'm actually kind of good at this football thing? I actually play a little bit.
Well, I would say my junior. Well, I knew I was always good, but I knew I knew I could play at the next level around my junior year of high school. That was kind of my year where I went crazy on the stat sheet, so it kind of got my name out there.
Okay.
But I always knew football was something I loved doing, but I realized that it was something that could take me to the next level around my junior year of high school. Going into
So let's talk about high school. Let's step back a little bit. When you were coming up through the middle school ranks, was there any high school decisions? Say you're from a smaller town. Was it just one high school? And what were your early years of high school like as far as playing ball?
Well, like I said, I grew up in Collins, and around when I was going into the second grade is when I moved to the city of Hattiesburg.
Okay.
So when I moved to Hattiesburg, I moved to Oak Grove. So, I started playing the youth league sports with Oak Grove, going up through those programs. And it was fun. And now I'm here today to say that I'm a Jackson State Tiger. So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Now, let's talk about that junior year. Were you playing much varsity before junior year? And if so, what was it about that junior year that kind of helped you kind of blow up a little bit and get noticed and recognized?
My junior year, I played. Before my junior year, I was playing, but it really was a lot of special teams. Like I was on, I was on like all the special teams. Then my junior year is when I was gave a shot because a guy named Cave, he was in front of me. You know, he got hurt and he had a season-ending injury, and it was forced me to step up. So I stepped up and I did my job and did what I was supposed to and was successful at it. And now I can say it helped me a lot.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, let's talk about recruiting. When you were in high school, what was recruiting like? Who were some of the schools kind of reaching out to you? And when did you first see recruiting start to pick up?
Well, in high school, it's kind of crazy. I only had one D1 offer, and I had a lot of JUCO offers.
Okay.
And by me, I was that kid that just wanted to go D1. I just wanted to go D1, get D1. So I went to the University of Louisiana Monroe out of high school. And I actually played a season there. I got to meet some good guys and nice friends. You know, I played a season there, and I felt like that, you know, I should be somewhere else. So I went to Jones College and got to play with some amazing guys there also. And, you know, I played 2 seasons there, and we had 2 successful seasons. We came up short, but it was definitely one to remember at Jones.
Absolutely, man. What was that experience like? Just take me through that process, man. You're at UM Monroe, not feeling your situation or whatever the case may have been, and then you're choosing to go to a JUCO. And we know the JUCO route, the JUCO struggle. Sometimes it can be really rough. What was kind of like the decision like for you when you were deciding, okay, I think it's time for me to end my time at UM Monroe and head over to Jones?
Well, I would say, I mean, it was a great opportunity, but you know, when I was there, my time there, we went 0-12, and you know me, I like winning. I just love winning, so you know, I did my research on JUCOs around, and Jones was the one that I chose, and I feel like was the best fit for me, so I moved to Jones.
And what was that time like at Jones, man? Was it real rough? Were you homesick, or did you feel like you really grew as a player and grew as a man there? What was that
I
like?
feel like I definitely grew as a player and a man, but I truly feel that those 2 years at Jones was kind of like humble years, you know,
Okay.
to humble myself and to see if this was something I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like, because if you went to JUCO and you know how that process is, it's kind of hard to make it out of JUCO. So it's kind of like it was definitely a humble experience, and it tested my manhood to see if football was something that was really for me. So I don't regret none of it. I don't regret going to Jones. It actually was a fun process, and it actually opened my eyes to a lot of things.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Once again, we're talking to Javarian Jenkins, linebacker signee for Jackson State University. He's going to go play for Coach TC. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Now, Javarian, let's talk about the recruiting at JUCO. What were your seasons like at JUCO as far as on the field performance, off the field stuff? And who were some of the schools that you started to hear from once you started to make some noise out there on the field at Jones?
Well, at Jones, I had 2. Well, my first year, I was playing behind a great linebacker. But my second season, I had a chance to, you know, step up and take the role and start. So it was kind of successful for me. By me performing the way I did, I caught the eyes of a lot of college schools. UTEP, I was talking to Western Kentucky. Who else I was talking to? Those were 2 of the biggest that I talked to. But, you know, I had offers from Sanford. Who else? Dang. Southern. There's a couple more schools. Right? It can't come out to the top of my head.
I feel you.
I had the opportunity to go to different places, and I felt like Jackson State was home, so I chose Jackson State.
So who were the people from JSU to kind of reach out? When did they get involved with your recruitment, and who were the people that kind of reached out to you?
Actually, it was Coach TC. Coach TC.
Okay.
You know, he reached out to me, and he was basically like, "Why not Jackson State?" And that kind of got me right there. It got me. Now I'm here.
So what were those when you told your family that, hey man, I think I'm gonna choose Jackson State. What was their reaction knowing that you was gonna come and play in Mississippi, play at JSU at Jackson, in front of the home crowd, in front of the home fans, in front of the people in your state?
They were very excited due to, I had a couple of family members that went to Jackson State back in their time. So it's like it was kind of a family tradition, I'd say. It's something like I looked into. I was like, well, I had family go here. Why not? I can be the next that go here and start something special for our family. So it was definitely something I thought about before I had committed to Jackson State.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, what was it? You don't have to give me the details, but was there a selling point that Coach TC kind of, because we know Jackson State's in a transition period. They're going from one era to the Coach TC era. Was there anything that he kind of told you that he liked to see from you, or a selling point about his style of play and his program that he plans on running that'll continue to have it play at and perform at a high level?
Well, Coach TC, he was looking for some dogs to come in and fill in the spots that they had a lot of guys that left and a lot of guys that declared for the draft. So he was just basically saying he needed a guy to come in, fill those shoes, and do a great job at filling them. So I feel like I'm that guy, and I feel like I bring enough to the table to help Jackson win.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, Javarian, for anybody that hasn't seen you play, how would you describe your game? Like, is there a certain person that you kind of mimic? Is there something that reminds you of some people? Like, for the folks that haven't been able to see you play yet, how would you describe how Mr. Jenkins plays out there on the field?
Well, first you gotta look good to play good. Look good, play good, and when I'm on the field, I like to play physical, fast, and have good eyes. So it's kind of basically wherever the football is, that's where I'm gonna be. So if you see a guy with a ball, just look for me. I'm somewhere near.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, have they kind of told you where you'll be playing? Will you be playing more inside? Will you be more pass rusher? What position will you exactly be playing at JSU?
Well, I feel like I could do it all. So wherever they want me to help the team win, that's where I'll be at to help the team win.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now I did some digging, man. I was on your Twitter and I saw you kind of give some motivational speeches type of thing. And you were telling people, if they need someone to talk to, reach out to you. Where did that come from, man? What made you want to put something out there like that?
Well, actually, I was working out in my backyard behind my house. And, I didn't feel like working out at the time, but I told my mind I'm going to work out. So, I was pushing myself, and I was like, I just somehow ended up on my phone recording myself saying that. I was like, oh, I could post this. Maybe somebody want to hear this, and I posted it. And it kind of, I didn't think it was gonna blow like it did, but it took off, and yeah.
Now, where does that come from, man? Like wanting to help people or give people a kind of like a motivational word and the kind of thing to let them know that, hey, somebody cares about them, that they need somebody to talk to, they can reach out to you. Where does that come from for you?
Well, because I'm a guy that I used to feel like that nobody was watching me. I had to motivate myself to, when I moved from Jones, it was kind of like, hey, it's back to square one. You either stop or you either keep going. So it's kind of like I had to have that self-motivation, that purpose, that drive for myself, because I know people were motivating me, but it's like it's more of I'm the one who has to go out here and make this happen. So it's kind of like got to have that self-drive, that self-motive to keep going.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now let's talk more about football. When will you be at Jack State? Are you going to be a January enrollee? You're going to be like, and what are kind of your plans when you get there?
I come in January. And, when I get there, it's grind mode. It's time to work. It's time to get ready for the season.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, have you been able to see what JSU's doing as far as a recruiting thing? And if so, what are kind of your thoughts about some of the players that they're bringing in and some of the guys that are choosing to stay at JSU?
I've been doing my research, and it's kind of shocking. Like, you would think by Dion leaving, a lot of guys would have left, but the ones that stay is the ones that believe. So that's the ones I'm ready to go to war with.
Absolutely, man. Now, have you been to a Jackson State game yet?
Oh yes, I've been on. I fell in
What's
love.
that? What's that game? What's that stuff like? And what you think it's gonna be like playing in front of those folks?
And when I was there, it felt like I was on the field, but I wasn't. I was like, oh man, I love to play in front of these fans, and now it's something that came true. So it's kind of like it's a blessing.
Absolutely, man. Now, as far as on the field, man, are you like a trash talker? Are you someone that kind of just keeps it between? Oh, for real? Okay, what's that like, man? What's that?
I gotta talk with trash. I ain't gonna say what I say on here, but yeah, I'm definitely one of those guys. I feel like if I get in your head and get you out your game, then that's a advantage for me.
Now, as a linebacker, are you talking most of the trash to the O-line, to the running backs, to the quarterback? Who to the receivers? Who are you doing the most dialogue with?
Everybody. Anybody who's in front of me, I'm talking. But sometimes I have to stay in my element, make sure I'm doing my part. Because you don't want to talk trash and you're getting cooked. That's not a good time. So if you're gonna talk trash, you gotta be able to back your trash up. That's how I feel.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, no doubt about it. Now, pregame, who is it? Who are you listening to? Who's some of the folks that you're listening to kind of get you ready before a game?
Well, I got my brothers. They like to make music, and I kind of
okay.
But somebody else I listen to. Really, I listen to anybody that sounds good during the moment. During the moment, whatever vibe I'm feeling, I kind of turn on music that fits that vibe. You feel me? So it's kind of like I'm bumping whatever gets me in that mode.
I got you, man. I got you. What was that?
I said I play music, whatever gets me in that game day feeling.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, as far as what would you say? It could be at any level. What was your best football game you ever had? Like, what was if you remember a stat line or remember something crazy that happened? What would you say is like, yeah, that's the one, man. If I could have a game like that every game, I'm gonna do all right in football.
My junior year in high school, we was playing, the defending champions from the previous year. So we was playing Pearl, and I was a junior at the time. But that game, I ended up getting 22 tackles, and I hold the record at my high school for that. Like, you walk in my high school, it's a plaque on the wall with my picture, and like the 22 tackle deal. So that was kind of a game that, like I said, opened my eyes and showed me that football is definitely something for me. So that's when I realized that, yeah, I want to continue to play football.
Man, that JSU crowd, they hoping you bring them 22 tackle performances with you to Jackson, man, to Lynch Street, man, because they'd love to see make some plays like that. Mr. Jenkins, now I'll get you out of here in just a few questions, man. Just for the JSU faithful, for the folks in Mississippi that love to see their Mississippi kids come home and play for Jackson State and make plays and go on to make it to the next level, play professional football. What type of player are they getting in Javarian Jenkins and Mr. Jenkins, and what type of player they're getting both on and off the field as a student athlete there at Jackson State?
Well, they're getting a player that loves to work hard. I like competing. I like the competition side of football. So, and I feel like by me competing on the field, I have to compete off the field in the classroom too. So I try to show good character in every aspect of my life, because you never know who's watching. So, I try to be a good person outside of football also. And then on the field, I'm that monster, but I'm just a cool guy.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You talked about the classroom. So I always ask the student athletes to come on here, man. We hope that you have a successful college career and even a professional career at the game. But at some point, the game stops. Have you ever thought about what you'll be studying when you get to Jackson State and some of the things you like to do outside of football that you hope to do as far as a career or providing for your family?
Well, I was going to school to get my business degree in marketing. So, but one day I want to start, I want to have my own business. I don't know what type of business yet, but I know I can definitely be a businessman. So I feel like one day, I'm going to open up a business and help a lot of people out in some type of way.
Absolutely, man. And we definitely believe that you can do it. Definitely think you can go on and be very successful in the business world. And now, this is my last question. Just outside of football, what are some of the things that you do to either relax, hang out, chill, that you like to do that you enjoy that doesn't involve going out there hitting people as a linebacker?
Well, by me growing up in the country, I like riding horses.
Okay.
And I like hunting too. Like, I grew up hunting a lot, so
Wow.
I love the woods. I love the Mother Nature. I just love being a country boy, I guess you say.
Ain't nothing wrong with that at all, man. Wait, are you deer hunting? Are you
Yes, sir. I love deer.
Okay. Okay. What's like the biggest deer that you ever buck that you ever put down?
Man, actually, I never killed a buck.
That's okay. I don't know nothing about. I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about, and I don't. Just trust me.
Crazy to say for a person who loves hunting, but I've killed a doe before. Like, I killed a doe. I can say I killed something.
Yeah, it's one more than me.
I haven't killed. I expect to kill a duck this upcoming hunting season, but you know, that's just something I love doing. You know, on my free time, just to get my mind off a lot of stuff and just to clear my mind. You know, something me and my brothers love to do.
Absolutely. Well, man, Mr. Jenkins, Mr. Javarian Jenkins, a linebacker signee to Jackson State University. He's going to go play for Coach TC. Please show him some love. Oh, we got the phone ringing in the background. Show him some love. Let him know. Hit that thumbs up button on the way. Javarian, man, hey, congratulations. I wish you nothing but the best of luck at JSU. I can't wait to see you play, man, and hopefully we'll be able to do something like this again. But I know you'll be able to do some great things. They're used to winning down there at Jackson, so you're bringing a winning attitude. And hopefully you can help them continue to win championships, man. But congratulations to you and best of luck to you at JSU.
Thank you.
Hey, it's no problem at all. Once again, this is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr YouTube. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time.